All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about something that feels like it's pulled straight from science fiction, but it's very real and it's happening right now. We're looking at how to use AI not just as another tool, but as a genuine strategic partner to build a whole company right from the ground up.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to define what an AI business architect even is. Then, we'll walk through the practical nuts and bolts steps of testing your idea and building a brand. And we're going to wrap things up with a really big mind-bending idea, the AI as your actual co-founder. So, let's get to it.
Okay, so first things first, what exactly is an AI business architect? Let's break down this really powerful new concept of taking a business from just a little spark of an idea all the way to a full-scale operation using AI.
Just think about that for a second. This is not some far-off fantasy anymore. For decades, the absolute dream for any entrepreneur has been to figure out if an idea is a winner before pouring their life savings into it. And now? Well, now large language models are actually making that dream a reality.
And this right here is the core idea. We're talking about a whole system, a kind of workflow that can take you from that initial what-if moment all the way to a solid, structured business model that's ready to grow. And the craziest part is, it's all done through language. This is a complete reimagining of AI's role in creating a business.
So that's the big picture concept. But how does it actually work in the real world? Well, it all comes together in what we can call a startup generation stack. And it all starts by answering the single most important question for any founder. Is this idea any good?
The first two major hurdles for any founder are always, 1, validating the idea, and 2, figuring out who the competition is. Now, using GPT workflows, you can basically prompt an AI to be your red team, to poke holes in your idea, find all the weak spots, and identify gaps in the market. And from there, it can scan the entire competitive landscape and whip up a detailed analysis in just a few minutes. That's work that used to take weeks of grinding it out manually.
All right, so your idea has been battle-tested. You know the lay of the land, who you're up against. Now it's time for the AI architect to help you build the actual company. This is where we shift gears from just analyzing things to pure creation.
So here, the AI can get creative. It can generate dozens of potential company names, cool taglines, and entire brand identities, all based on your core concept. But it doesn't stop at the surface level. Next, it helps you structure the whole enterprise by creating a business model canvas, which is basically the architectural blueprint for your entire company.
And just look at the kind of high-level strategic work the AI is doing here. This isn't just filling in some blanks on a template. It is generating compelling value propositions, pinpointing specific customer segments, modeling your potential revenue streams, and even helping you define the scope of your very first product, your MVP. It's turning those abstract ideas floating around in your head into a concrete plan of attack.
Now, all of this is leading us to a really major shift in how we need to think. We've covered the how, but the real story, the bigger story, is the so what. Because we're not just talking about a cool new set of tools here, we are talking about an entirely new kind of partner.
I'm going to let that sink in for a moment. This one single idea, it changes literally everything about the relationship between a person with an idea and the technology they use.
And this chart illustrates the shift perfectly. Over on the left, that's the old model. AI as a simple tool that just executes commands. You tell it what to do, it does it. But on the right, that's the new model. AI as a co-founder that actually helps you strategize, that simulates what might happen in the market. It's the difference between having an assistant and having a real partner.
So what does this all mean for you, the founder? Well, it's huge. It dramatically lowers the barrier to entry, making it possible for way more people to start a company. That super expensive, time-consuming process of market testing, it becomes radically cheaper, almost free. It speeds up the journey from a sketch on a napkin to a pitch deck you can actually get funded with. And maybe most importantly, it frees you up to focus on the big picture, the vision, while your AI partner does the heavy analytical lifting.
And that leaves us with a pretty provocative final thought to chew on. As these systems get more and more capable, the very definition of a founding team is starting to change. So the question really isn't if AI is going to help build the next great company. The real question is, who's going to be the first to truly make it their co-founder?